Is the WNBA rigged? Or are we just seeing the cracks in a system that was never built to handle the spotlight? Because when Caitlin Clark hit the court, the world tuned in. But what they saw wasn't just basketball, it was confusion, missed calls, and outrage. And now, with Clark sidelined due to a new quad strain, the conversation around WNBA officiating has exploded into something much bigger than just one game. At first, it looked like growing pains. A rookie sensation lighting up the league, a surge in new fans, and a few questionable calls here and there. But then it became a pattern. Clark being slammed on the court with no whistle. Other stars, like Angel Reese and Brittney Griner, showing visible frustration. Even entire teams, like the Minnesota Lynx, publicly questioning if games were being stolen by the refs. And it wasn't just post-game interviews. It was heated outbursts, walk-offs, coach after coach calling out officiating with words like egregious and disrespectful. So what's really going on here? Turns out the referees may not be the ones making the decisions at all. Buried in a telling article published by SB Nation was a bombshell. WNBA referees aren't fully in control of how they call games. The real power? A mysterious competition committee composed of governors, general managers, coaches, and stakeholders. This committee decides what style of play is allowed, what's too physical, what's good for the league. Referees are simply following orders, regardless of how chaotic, dangerous, or inconsistent it makes the game look. And that's where things get messy, because the influx of new fans, largely thanks to Caitlin Clark, has brought a new level of scrutiny. Viewers are comparing the WNBA to college ball, to the NBA, to what basketball should look like. But the refs are enforcing rules written by people who aren't on the floor, people who are more concerned with business optics than fair play. The result? A league where officiating seems completely random. One night it's no calls on hard fouls. The next it's technicals for shoulder bumps. There's no rhythm, no standard, and fans are noticing. So how does someone even become a WNBA ref? That's the next shock. While NBA refs usually rise through the ranks with years of pro-level experience, the WNBA pipeline is alarmingly shallow. Many refs come straight from high school gymnasiums. If they're lucky, they get a brief stint in the G League before being handed national games with millions watching. In one viral example, a ref accused of blowing critical calls in a Fever vs. Liberty game had no notable pro experience, just high school games on their resume. And no, this isn't an attack on individual refs. Most are doing their best with limited resources. The real issue? The system they're thrown into. The inconsistencies don't stop at missed fouls either. One of the most ridiculous and fan-infuriating patterns is how the league calls screens. Set a legal screen? Foul. Take a charge through a moving pick? Play on. It's so absurd that fans have turned it into a drinking game. Take a shot every time there's a foul on a screen, they joke. But it's not funny when games are being decided by whistles no one understands. The league says it's trying to balance offense and defense, but all it's doing is confusing everyone. Even worse, the league tries to justify this madness with logic that just doesn't hold up. Officials have been told to allow more physical play in the WNBA because players are bigger and stronger than in college. But wait, just because they're more athletic doesn't mean you stop protecting them. That's like saying NFL linemen don't need helmets because they're tough. It makes no sense. Yet this is the rulebook being handed down to WNBA refs by stakeholders who've likely never taken a charge in their lives. And when refs do make bad calls, don't expect answers. The league offers no transparency about accountability. Referees can be fined, but no one knows how much. They can be demoted, but there's no public record. The only thing we know is that officials are evaluated based on feedback from, you guessed it, stakeholders. Not players, not coaches, not fans, and definitely not the media. The people actually on the court are being ignored, while those in the boardroom dictate how the game should look. Now let's talk about money. NBA referees make anywhere from $180,000 to over $500,000 per year. WNBA refs? Estimates suggest a paltry $35,000 to $50,000 per season. That's barely enough to survive in some cities, let alone justify the pressure of national televised games. When refs are underpaid, undertrained, and under scrutiny, what do you expect? You get chaos. And the league seems more interested in defending its system than fixing it. But if you think this is just about Caitlin Clark, think again. The frustration is spreading like wildfire. Griner walked off a sideline interview to confront officials. Lynx players spent their offseason fielding questions about whether refs stole their playoff hopes. Coach Stephanie White didn't hold back, calling officiating disrespectful. And what did the league do? Nothing. Because again, they're not listening to players. They're not listening to coaches. They're not listening to fans. They're listening to stakeholders. And that's the real danger here. The WNBA has never had more eyes on it. New fans, new sponsors, national media coverage. But instead of rising to the moment, the league seems to be hiding behind old excuses, blaming viewers for not understanding WNBA rules, calling criticism misguided, telling fans that what they're seeing isn't a problem, it's just part of the game. But let's be honest, if everyone's confused, angry, and tuning out, maybe the problem isn't the fans. Maybe the product really is broken. And it doesn't have to be this way. Fix the referee pipeline, pay officials fairly, offer real training and accountability. Stop treating physical play as a marketing gimmick and start prioritizing fair, consistent basketball. Because if you don't, these new fans won't stick around. And the stars who helped build this momentum, they might not either. The WNBA is standing on the edge of a golden era. But if the league refuses to evolve, it might just fumble the opportunity of a lifetime.